The toxic gossip train.
Trisha Paytas and Tana Mojo were addressing it all in their new podcast episodes with each other, from Trisha wanting to name her next baby Elvis to the recent wine scandal Tana.
It reeked of alcohol and cigarettes, and no one was there. Nobody was there. And then I went upstairs, and she was sitting on her bed, playing her ukulele. As I was leaving, I looked at her.
I'm screaming, playing her ukulele. Goodbye.
Because it's the juice. And if you don't have the juice, you don't have it. So if you don't have the juice, you can't capitalize.
Fill the room with the juice. That's a lot of loot. That bit fire. Yeah, she kinda.
It is time to be updated on the toxic gossip train. Because I don't know what the heck is going on. I just got done filming why am I saying filming? I just got done editing my video on lip injections. I did not forget. That is coming soon. So due to me doing a video on lip injections, I decided to put a red lip on, and I haven't done a red lip in quite some time. I actually used to not like having a bright lip because I felt that it was too expressive of the dip in my lip, which I actually used to be very insecure about when I was younger. And now it's like people compare it to Rihanna lips is what they say, and I'm like, it's a cupid bow. Anyways, if you're brand new here, hello, my name is Pearl, and we are going to be hopping into Trisha Paytas and Tana Mojo address everything. Shane, Colleen, David, I'm very much excited for that. And then we're going to follow it up with Colleen being called out again because I have not seen this, and this was about 20 hours ago, as well as the other one being 3 days ago. So let's get updated and see what the heck is going on. I believe you guys told me that Tana Mojo was on Trisha's podcast, which was really good. At least from the comments I read, it looked like it was a good time. So, the toxic gossip train. Literally, like, my lips look so big right now. I am just not the person to really wear red lip as much as I probably should. Seeing Tana and Trisha sitting crisscross like this, wow. It's like mom and daughter or something. I don't even know. Is it not giving that? It's giving that, isn't it?
Trisha Paytas and Tana Mojo were addressing it all in their new podcast episodes with each other, from Trisha wanting to name her next baby Elvis to the recent wine scandal Tana was in, to talking about Colleen Ballinger.
Okay, Tana, I'm liking the brown. I'm liking the dirty blonde, not the bleach blonde. I'm liking it.
Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. They were talking about it all, and it was quite the ride.
Wait a minute, is that the conspiracy palette?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you still have that?
What? Because it's got, like, I don't know. It's not a lot of people don't like Jeffree Star. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that I like
Jeffree Star, homosexual. Shane Dawson, homosexual. You shouldn't be supporting those kind of people.
I don't support them. I didn't buy this. It was gifted to me, and I like the makeup that works.
You should have threw it right on in the trash or re-gifted it. Jeffree Star, bitch, I'm coming. If you want to send me some money, girl, I love you, girl. Jeffree, I love you, girl. Shay Dawson, Jeffree.
Immediately $44.
Probably my favorite part though was when Trisha thought that a dog was a mouse though.
Even Joey asked me on his, I thought it was a mouse.
But getting into what they actually talked about in this podcast, there was a lot of friendships they decided to discuss. And Shane was a topic of conversation on both of their podcasts. On Canceled, Tana asked Trisha about what...
Oh, so they did like a little collab on both of their things. What is up with the Starbucks and the KFC outfits that were... Let me be quiet.
Kind of terms she's on with Shane, and it didn't seem like she knew anything about their falling out. And I mean, back when it happened, it was a whole ordeal. And Trisha posted a ton of videos crying, going off on Shane, Rylan, and Jeffree.
Oh yeah, we were
there. It really
had
started when one of Jeffree's employees was shaming Trisha, and people were like, what the heck? Hoping that Jeffree would come out and like fire him, defend Trisha or something. But then it came out that Jeffree had actually shamed Trisha on a trip that they went on, made her feel really bad, she came home, she left that trip early, and it seemed like Shane was going to be sticking by Jeffree in this situation, which really hurt Trisha and led to their falling out.
It's sad because I really, really liked Shane the most. Like, I really loved him. I really thought he was like the one person like always had my back. But then after we did have the little falling out, everyone was like, oh, he talked about you, he said this, and you know it's real because it's like only stuff you said to Shane. I was like, oh damn, you know what I mean? So I think all that's like just hurt and just sad, and I like, you know, I get it. I'm like not a great friend either, but like, you know, it's just like the whole thing. I definitely wasn't talking about him. That's the one person I'm never screaming about. Like, I love Shane more than anything. Like, it actually hurts me so much.
She does later credit Shane for helping her so much with YouTube in the beginning, teaching her how to set up AdSense and start making money, to how to title videos. So she does still have appreciation for some of the things that he did for her, but they're not on talking terms.
Yeah, no, I owe Shane like everything too, because like obviously he helped me in like so many ways.
I feel the same way. I owe him so much.
You know
forever.
what I mean? Yeah. It's like, yeah. So
I just immediately think about, was it Shane spitting in Tana's mouth or Tana spitting in Shane's mouth? Either way, the loogie is forever encrypted in my brain.
And to me, he's not like a person, you know what I mean? Like, we had our falling out or whatever, but, you know, it's not like David who's like a person.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
Now, on Trisha's podcast, the topic of Shane was also brought up. Tana talked about wanting him to come on her canceled podcast, but she thinks he's just a little too scared to kind of come on.
Absolutely.
And she spoke about the terms that she's on with him, since at one point in time, she did like tweets that were calling him out for having filmed videos with Tana when she was younger, and them being quite weird videos. But despite this, they did end up talking later and had a little reunion that shocked everyone at a Jeffree Star launch party. And she was talking a little bit on this podcast about kind of making up with him in a way.
The last conversation I had with him was a really, really good one, a really meaningful one. It was at like a Jeffree Star skin event or something. We had a really good conversation. We both like cried and talked a lot about, and it felt like the closing of a really big chapter of my life. So I'm happy with where it sits at, and I'm happy for him. And
now, on the topic of Jeffree, on the canceled podcast, they were playing a game with Trisha where they asked her if a person was canceled from her life or not. They started with Jeffree Star, which she said isn't canceled, and that she wants to just be cool with everyone. But then she quickly took that back, because there's people that she does think should be canceled.
I am just disappointed that they are not eating. Like, the KFC hat, the McDonald's hat, you got the Starbucks. Like, there should be like a plethora of food to just nibble on as they're speaking. I mean, maybe that's just me, and I'm just a big foodie, and I can't help but think about food, especially when it's presented to me in my face.
Jeffree Star canceled or not?
Oh my gosh. I think I'm just in a different era. I'm gonna just say not canceled. Honestly, seriously, because I hate having beef in general, or like looming things over my head. Like, I would just say not canceled to be cool with everybody.
So I should just not even ask you about Colleen Ballinger, David Dobrik,
cancel.
And speaking of Colleen, that was a huge topic on Trisha's podcast, as Tana took every opportunity to defend Trisha and go off on Colleen. Trisha said that she wanted to talk to Tana about having so many girlfriends in her life.
Has Trisha always been this big, or is she just getting bigger, or am I just losing my mind right now? Have I just not seen her in a while? Which is weird, because I have seen her, but I don't know.
Life, and that she's tried it, and it just hasn't worked for her. And Tana ends up going off.
Here's the thing, I try to have girlfriends. I try to have girls that are friends. And I tried this summer, and it just failed miserably.
I tried this summer.
She just sent my nudes and said I looked like a fat pig in it.
Oh my god, can I say her name? No, honestly.
Can I say her name? Like we don't know.
So hard, Trisha, and I know you sit there, you look pretty, you be nice, because if this goes in, it's gonna get clipped. And here's the thing, she is being non-problematic right now. It is me. I'm trying. This is what happened with the winery girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have not been that angry at an influencer or a female influencer or someone I knew or someone I even kind of thought I knew in so long. Who does that?
Tana said that she felt really bad for Trisha when she heard
Honestly,
about the Colleen situation. And she said that she just feels sad that Trisha had talked about losing hope in female friendships, and said that she deserves people in her life that wouldn't talk badly about her behind her back. And she really just was praising Trisha as a mom and how far she's come.
I completely resonate with what Trisha is saying here, because I personally feel like it doesn't really matter how close you are to a girlfriend. I feel like every single girl at some point is going to talk crap about you. I could be wrong. I could be just scarred and bitter over here, who knows. But I just personally, I don't know, like I've seen girl groups talk crap about certain people within the group. So it's just like how can I think that they're not doing the same to me? You know what I mean? But at the same time, there are certain situations where I just feel like maybe it's just a discussion and I am being too sensitive about what's being discussed. I don't know, but I just feel like it's just so hard to find that girl group that you just feel like 100% like everything's 100%. At least to me, I just feel like that's always been the narrative since I was like young. It's not even been like, oh, my 20s were like this. Like I've always felt that way.
And Trisha goes on to say that she's still in shock that all of this has come out about Colleen and that she never knew about it.
I've never been more blindsided. Like I talk about this at the gym.
I'm
so in shock every single day. Like I literally would go to Moses. I'm like, I'm shocked. Like, how did this all happen? How did this all come to it? How did this happen? Like, I didn't know her that well, but we were always friendly. She was like wholesome, all this stuff like that. Like, how did this happen? How was I so blinded? Why did we start a podcast together when she like hated me? And
which just sucks. Like that's what sucks. Like if you don't, why would you start a podcast with someone you don't like?
I bought the costumes. I did the glams. I was just like,
she should have picked Tana. I actually kind of like this dynamic here. I would say Gabby, but I feel like Gabby should just I think just because of their history, it's like I would just like to see I would just like to see Trisha and Gabby just chit chat for a little bit, even though I know it's just like automatic drama, automatic problematic type energy, but I don't know. I would like to see it. I think it'd be kind of funny.
For people you love and shit you're excited about, which is what makes me 10 times angrier. People make mistakes, people gossip, but that is so beyond that. You're just a terrible person, and at
that's
your
what I'm saying. Like
later on, Tana went on to joke about collabing with Trisha on her OnlyFans and said that she would hand deliver the SD cards to Colleen so she could have a little viewing party. And they also just wanted to add that they don't think that Colleen has people looking out for her in her life, and that she should check her inner circle with the way that they let her post that apology video. I mean, even though it wasn't really...
I think it was more so like it was going to happen regardless. Even if somebody told her not to do it, she was going to do it no matter what. Like, she comes off with that kind of energy of just like, yes, you can give her advice, but the advice may not be taken. And if it's not taken, then it's not taken. And that's that, and then, you just kind of shoot your foot kind of situation. I don't know. Colleen just doesn't come off as somebody who would feel the need to take anyone's advice, which I completely understand. I kind of suck at taking advice. If anything, I give advice and it's the advice that I should be taking my damn self. So I completely understand that type of energy. But she doesn't give me energy of like, you know what? Somebody told me that this might be a bad idea. Maybe I should sleep on it. She doesn't give me sleep on it energy,
an apology video, but the video where she's playing the ukulele, they just feel like, they're crazy, but there's people in their lives who would definitely say, hey Trisha, hey Tana, let's maybe not post this video. But Colleen definitely doesn't have people looking out for her in their opinion. Now, speaking of former friends, the two of them started talking about the Vlog Squad, as they are both people who have been around the group quite a bit. Tana said that in terms of David, they never really hung out outside of filming, so she only really knew his on-camera personality. And Trisha ended up asking her about her current terms with the Vlog Squad, and she says that some members of the group she could be cool with, but Todd isn't a fan of hers, which makes Natalie not a fan of her, and that spending a lot of time with Jeff and knowing what she knows about what happened, she just isn't supportive of David.
Actually, I just started getting really, really close with Jeff. And the whole I thing really put it over the edge, I think. And I truly mean this, it's my formed opinion. It's not Jeff being form this opinion. Yeah. You know what I mean? I do think he cares about loyalty, and if I was still kicking it with David, he would be hurt and we wouldn't be as close. But that's not it really was seeing someone that you spend a lot of time with and you really care about go for their 10th eye surgery that they're paying for. And you're in the middle of Utah and he's stuck in his house and he's on all these pain, he can't walk and he's bleeding out of his eyes and he's paying for it all himself. And even just every day we're driving in the car and it's can you look in my mirror because I can't see, which is crazy. I'm letting this blind man drive me around, but
making a driver.
And just the psychological damage, his lack of trust, his lack of knowing if anything is real, his you know what I mean? And anytime I've had a conversation with them, I say, yo, I ride for Jeff, I feel bad for Jeff. I think David still has never, and in my opinion should, just say, hey, I'm really sorry that you're blind.
Now, speaking of friend drama and such, Tana revealed some tea about...
I want them to do a whole sit-down video, Jeff and David, a whole sit-down video. Not even now. It could be like 5 years down the road. It could even be 2 years down the road. But man, would I love to see that. I would love to see that. And it be genuine. Not like we're doing this for views, you know what I mean? But just like some serious, like, I shouldn't have done that. The money was blinding me. The views was blinding me. Who I was, who I am, ego-wise was blinding me. Whatever it is that, you know, David can say without it seeming as if there's like a prompt in front of him or some sort of memorized script in his brain.
Her time on Escape the Night, talking about how she felt bullied by two people on set, naming Gabby Hanna and Andrea Russett.
When I was on Escape the Night, I'll never forget this, like Gabby Hanna, and honestly, I've never said this, and Andrea Russett were so like, this was still when I was like, my first season at least, I was like very newbie to the game, and I felt like they were OGs in the game, and they very much treated me like that. Like, really? Like, treated me like honestly bullying, like it was bullying vibes on set.
Honestly, hearing Andrea Russett's name is such a throwback. I remember being in like middle and high school and watching her videos, so to hear this name is just crazy. And we're also talking about something that happened years ago, which, you know, is something that Tana did mention, and she did praise Andrea for what she's seen of her online lately, praising her sobriety and the fact that she's sharing that journey. But it was just an unfortunate time on set, but she said that Joey did have her back during it.
Joey really did have my back though. I remember he took me in a room and was like, listen, like, I'm sorry this is happening, I love you, like whatever.
You know what's happening?
Yeah, like,
why do you think mom, zero tolerance for bullying? I'd be like, hell no, don't do this.
Because it wasn't giving like bullying. It was just giving like mean girl, crack a joke, whatever. I don't really remember. I really don't remember. Like Gabby was just always like really like, we butt heads a lot.
Yeah.
But Andrea was just, she never liked me.
Trisha brought up how she wished that she was on Escape the Night, and Tana was surprised that Joey had never asked her to be on it. Trisha thought it was because she was too canceled to have been on, but Tana was like, no way. If I was on, you should have been.
I was on, you should have been on. Yeah, I feel like Tana's like another version of Trisha in a different way.
And Joey came out to kind of confirm that it is in fact because Trisha might have been a little too canceled to be on it, because he commented on a TikTok where someone posted the clip of them talking about this, saying the amount of times I tried getting her on the show, but YouTube said no. And this definitely feeds into Trisha feeling like YouTube doesn't like her. She just associated with cancellations and such. During the episode of Canceled, she brought up the fact...
When you think about it, that's crazy though, because the YouTube likes Shane. And it's kind of like both problematic type creators in my opinion for sure. But I know some people wouldn't put Shane in the same category with Trisha, but I personally would. But again, they are two different genders, so that may play a factor as well.
That the first ever episode of Canceled was with her and Tana, and it got deleted, thinking it was because she was too problematic, but Tana said that she didn't delete it, and Brooke claims that YouTube took it down.
I'm like a different type of canceled, where like, I told you, like, even you're canceled, you guys canceled me off the podcast, like my episode is the only one that got deleted, and I was like, I was telling you that we never did that.
We didn't do that.
It's off. It was off. I would never delete an episode of the podcast ever.
You deleted it, I thought.
Oh, I thought it's something in production happened.
Then that's the ultimate cancellation.
Didn't we, like, kick you off of YouTube or something? It was like...
Me? No.
Yeah.
I've never been kicked off. Maybe off your guys' channel.
No. I've always wanted to and always will be associated with you, and I would just never delete anything, period.
No, I know it was a YouTube thing. I think it might have gotten sent like in our group chat or something, but it was like an actual like YouTube notification. YouTube deleted it. Or if there was something in it, maybe. I don't know what the episode was.
Yeah, I would never delete my most viewed podcast
It was the most viewed episode.
Now, just to top off them talking about literally everything on these podcasts, Tana was asked about the recent wine tour drama that she was in, and she said that she had just gotten off the phone with her lawyer while she was getting ready for Trisha's podcast where they were talking about that situation. And Trisha basically asked her if the backlash that she got from this was making her nervous at all, and she didn't seem to be nervous and really just seemed to take away from the whole thing that she just shouldn't have said the tour guide's name.
I only ever get stressed, I feel like, once something could potentially go to court. This one, I mean, sincerely, I had a horrible experience and I talked about it. I think it was just kind of like I left a bad Yelp review. Yeah. You know, and that's okay. And I think she's going to get so much more business. I'm sure there's people who just want to now go try it out and whatever. I'm learning to maybe make my aliases stronger, though.
Tana admits that she's been in so many scandals that she has become a little too nonchalant when it comes to taking...
I really want to see Tana with dark brown hair now. Let's go into a new era of Tana and go just straight dark brown, not black, but dark brown, even just the brown that's on the top there. I don't know. Like, I'm really liking this. I'm kind of over the bleach blonde bull that she does. I don't know. I'm just over it.
Them seriously, and Trisha said that she always used to get really stressed out about stuff like that happening to her where she was getting called out, but Tana just seems way too used to it at this point.
I feel like when something that comes down on me, it's like now I'm like married, so I can like stress myself, but before I was like feeling it, and I was like so scared all the time, get anxiety over it. You're like, whatever. I guess I do like sometimes get a little anxiety or I'll read shit. I try to just take everything as constructive criticism.
How long did it take for Trisha and Moses to get married again? Wasn't it like 3 months? Or a month. Wasn't it something crazy?
But
I can't remember exactly.
I think that now, once you really learn cancel culture, you kind of realize like, oh, in a week and a half, this will blow over. Yeah. So it's made me almost a little too nonchalant. Yeah. And then when shit goes really mainstream, I'll be like, okay, wait, this is a real scandal. What can we learn from this?
So clearly they talked about a lot in these episodes. I mean, both podcasts combined are almost 4 hours, and they clearly had a lot of time to be getting into
4 hours,
everything
absolutely
they've been in drama-wise and much more. But I want to know what you guys think about everything these two had to say on their podcast. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video.
Bye. Let's hop into why the heck Colleen was called out again. Because I need to find out. I want to know.
The internet is not going to let Colleen Ballinger forget about the situation anytime soon, it seems. Back in June, the whole conversation surrounding Colleen blew up, and several fans have come forward to say that they had been made to feel uncomfortable by the once popular creator. Colleen had developed close online friendships with her fans who were minors and had been exposed for messaging them privately and in group chats, some of which have had their messages leaked for those online to read. These messages alarmed the public, given that she was a grown woman befriending children, and even if she claims that she meant no harm, people still felt as though this was wildly inappropriate behavior for her. Not to mention, later, she had been exposed for having sent around images from Trisha Paytas's OnlyFans account to some of the fans that she messaged, making fun of Trisha, which is again wildly inappropriate and also just extremely messed up, as Trisha was someone that she was friends with and had collabed with. Aside from the messages, people then criticized her live shows, realizing that the jokes being made didn't seem appropriate for the teenage audience that was usually present. And she would often ask audience members to join her on stage for challenges and such, which led to an incident where one girl was made to feel uncomfortable and embarrassed. But the way Colleen tried to apologize for the things that she had been called out for is not something that people are going to forget about, as it's probably going to go down as the worst quote-unquote apology video in YouTube history. And this past weekend at the Streamy Awards, they decided to shade her video as they did an in memoriam segment. And given that this is an internet award show, they were going through some of the tragic internet moments of the year, like Twitter changing to X and things like that. But they wanted to end it with a special tribute to the ukulele.
But it was a tragic loss.
Can we just talk about that? I cringe so hard when people say X over Twitter now. It's just like, listen, it's never gonna jive over here. It's never gonna jive. It's never gonna be. It's just never. It's absolutely. It's just never. It sounds ridiculous.
Of this one thing that truly hit the creator community the hardest. Something whose train unfortunately left the station with one ill-advised 10-minute long video. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
Looks like someone knows how to apologize.
Goodbye.
Seriously, I don't think she'll really ever be able to recover from making that video. After she posted it, everything just got crazier. I feel like more people were talking about her because they just couldn't believe that somebody was really doing like a quote-unquote apology video in a song, and this was how she was addressing a situation that was very serious. And when everything amplified, she wasn't the only one who decided to just stay silent, because she didn't post again after that. Her friend Corey also went silent on socials, and her brother and his wife also went silent. They have a vlog channel and they weren't really posting that much while all this was going down, but they didn't stay away for long, as they did return in July and started posting again. Her sister also has a YouTube channel, but she never really stopped posting. She's been consistently posting like always on her YouTube channel. As for Corey though, when Colleen was getting called out, he was also exposed for having been in some of these group chats with Colleen fans. He ended up deleting his Twitter account as a result and hadn't posted on Instagram until now. Yesterday, Corey decided to come back to his Instagram, and he posted on his story, and he also posted this photo to his feed with no caption and a limited comment section. Interesting photo to come back with, I guess, but who knows if this means that Colleen will be coming back to posting on social media sometime soon, if everybody close to her is seemingly deciding that it's alright to be on social media again. But I will say that with the way that her ex-husband Joshua is about
absolutely yikes. Seriously yikes.
to have an interview come out, it's probably not something that she should be doing. Recently, I talked about how YouTuber Swoop had been doing a series on the entire Colleen Ballinger situation. And in her last video, that was 4 hours long, she exposed one of the guys who had come out with information on Colleen named Johnny. He detailed his experience working for her, messaging her, and also had come out to accuse her ex-husband of grooming him. Swoop uncovered that Johnny had not been very truthful in a lot of what he was saying about her ex-husband, Josh. Some of it was like when he said that they had messaged and they had talked, but things in regards to Josh being a groomer didn't seem to be true. Johnny had doctored messages with him. He was also getting timelines wrong and left out context to his stories. And Swoop has now sat down with Josh to give him a chance to speak out on everything, including Colleen. Swoop tweeted that the interview was 7 hours long, and the teaser for the video was put out showing that they would be getting
7 hours long. That's a shift. That is a whole shift. I can't.
Getting into a lot. It seemed like Josh was going to be opening up about her relationship with Eric developing, and there's been conversations over the years about the timelines and some overlap and things like that, and Colleen has never addressed any of that, but it sounds like Josh is about to reveal some information on that.
Joshua, we have a lot to talk about. Obviously, there are allegations that have been levied against you, and we're going to get into those, but you have also alleged that you are a victim as well, a victim of abuse, and that's something that I and my team take very seriously.
So I went from the boyfriend to the fiance to the husband to now I started to feel almost like a character, like I was replaceable. She loved the attention, she loved the status, but do I think she truly loves her fans? I never really felt like she did. I think she just loved what it gave her. She's having a few people over to the house, and I was like, who? He said, Eric. And when I walked through those doors, it reeked of alcohol and cigarettes, and no one was there. Nobody was there. And then I went upstairs, and she was sitting on her bed, playing her ukulele. As I was leaving, I looked at
I'm screaming, playing her ukulele. Goodbye.
her, and I said, when you're effing Eric in our bed, I want you to think of me. I've lost everything. I lost my career. I lost everything that I built.
So with this interview about to come out, I just feel like Colleen is not going to be following in the footsteps of her family and her friend Corey of coming back to the internet, at least not before this is out. And maybe once this is out, she'll have to address some things. The dramatic effects of that. As we've seen, she's not the best at addressing things, but who knows what is going to be said in this interview. That was literally 7 hours. I mean, seriously, like that's a long time. And with what he's saying just from the teaser, it sounds like even more is about to come out about her. But as of right now, Swoop has not posted her video from the time that I'm recording this. And it seems that this waiting game has not been good for Josh, as he's struggled with this entire subject still being a topic of conversation, since he feels he can't really move on knowing this video will be coming out and that there will be conversations had once it is out. He recently tweeted, "This interview has my head spinning. I felt like it was the right thing at the right time with the right person. It felt out of body. Some of the things I heard coming out of my mouth felt like I was shedding layers of sadness and fear I'd been holding on to for years. Nervous." He later said, "Sick of thinking about how her decisions affected my life for so long. Sick of thinking about everything Johnny tried to make you believe. Sick of feeling like I have to defend myself or that I should just disappear again. Can this be over soon? Not much energy left in my tank." This whole situation has certainly been hard for everyone who has been involved in it, everyone who has come forward to share a story, and we will just have to see what is shared when Swoop posts her interview with Josh. Now, in the teaser that she posted of the series, it wasn't just them talking about Colleen. He's obviously going to be talking about Johnny and those accusations more in depth, given that there were those serious claims made against him. And this has really been his chance to speak out about everything, since I think the only place that he's really talked about this has been just on his Twitter account.
Johnny has accused you of some very serious allegations. He has accused you of grooming him. Do you agree with that characterization of you?
At first, it felt normal and chill to have, like, oh, that's Johnny. He's at the show. I didn't know that that was going to be time again, that he would continuously show up at these shows. He's out there dragging my name publicly.
They gotta chill with that dramatic music. The way you got my heart racing over here, stop it.
Everyone's like, poor Johnny, I can't believe Josh just abandoned you. And I'm like, who do you think you are? My life was wrecked.
So we will just have to see when Swoop does drop this video. But as of right now, that's what's come out and what has been recently going on with everyone involved in the situation. I will certainly keep you guys updated as to what is going on, especially once this video does come out. Swoop and her team put a lot of care and effort into these videos, and they are very thorough with what they do. So I can imagine that we are about to go
7 hours.
This next video. But that's all as of right now. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.
Bye. Because whoa, and whoa again. I was not expecting a 7 hours. Oh, hunties. I mean, did you get a lunch break? I'm just curious, how much was the payment? Is anyone getting paid for this? Is this, you know what, let me stop, but genuinely curious and waiting and hoping that has already dropped. I don't think it has already though. Yikes. I was not expecting that at all whatsoever. I'm not gonna lie though, Josh looked very serious in that video. He didn't look like he was super nervous, and he didn't look like he was lying. Like when he said no about not being a predator, like his eyes were like dead in her, like dead, like no.
Do you agree with that characterization of you?
At first, it felt normal and chill to have, like, oh, that's Johnny.
No blink, like he didn't even blink. Like it was very, like I was like, oh, okay, maybe you are telling the truth. I don't know what the heck's going on over there. But yikes, I will be very excited to dabble into that once that has dropped. Anyways, you guys, let me know your thoughts on this video. And let me know your thoughts on what the heck is going to happen with Miss Colleen. I just feel that the fact that her freaking channel is still up, how do you guys really feel about that? Honestly, like, do you feel that if these YouTubers end up doing these really drastic, ridiculous things, like, do you think that their channel should be yeeted? Do you think that should be like a YouTube policy? Because I personally feel like it should be. I don't see why it's not, especially it happening to other channels in the past that I've seen. Yet we have, this and the Shane Dawsons and all these different people that just for whatever reason, just get to continue to make the money that they're making, you know, with people watching their channel. I know some people think like, oh, well, how many people are watching? But, you know, you never know. There's probably tons of people going and still watching, and they're still being able to, you know, gain that revenue and have this money and all of that. And it's just like, can somebody bring back mother effing Jenna Marbles? I mean, damn. It is just, honestly, I don't even know at this point if I'm like a Jenna Marbles activist, but I just personally feel like that is just one person that like everybody should just go ahead and just swipe that, just swipe it clean, swipe that slate clean, let her come back, and just done deal. Like that, like it just doesn't make sense to me that we have the Jeffree Stars, the Shanes, the James, the Trishas, the Tanas. We got all these different people that are just willy-nilly talking and chit-chatting and really not doing that much positivity, at least to me. And then we got Miss Jenna Marbles just, you know, done, just done. And it really honestly sucks. Anyways, I can ramble on forever about Jenna Marbles and how much I want her to be back on this damn platform. So I will end it here. Let me know your thoughts if you made it all the way to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Colleen Ballinger, I cannot. Bye. It's just it's the biggest bye.
Is there more?